there was no regulation, and we were very worried about particularly London, but also the country's reliance on it. We are against ID cards. We believe that things like CCTV, there's no evidence that it makes us safer. Instead, we feel that we're being watched, we're waiting to do something wrong. Much better to have positive action, have local community policing, sort of thing, local community activities, so people can choose to make a positive difference.
Thank you. Sonia.
I think you're right, we need more regulation of the private sector. I think we need to give up more powers to private individuals. Policy should be led from the grassroots up, not the other way down around the ground. I was against ID cards, always have been. Besides anything else, it's going to cost a fortune. But definitely more regulation for the private sector.
On this point, that's for the very reason why I left my beloved mother and many other immigrants and refugees like myself 20 years ago. The Western civilization, particularly the English tolerance and history we know, is a liberal country. And its liberalism, the individualist right. That's what has brought us, honestly. We got Ethiopia, so beautiful, lovely country, that no peace, no freedom, individual freedom. However, the liberal philosophy, so good and golden, it always has to balance it. One is free as much as you want. It can be free to be as millionaire as you want, but not at the cost of the society, what it believes. In localism, it's only Liberal Democrat who has been preaching and stood for these 65 years. It's only Liberal Democrat that stood for freedom of one individual's right by avoiding ID card. It's Liberal Democrats who believes on liberal right for an individual. The basic philosophies from history, one is innocent until proven guilty, is a liberal thinker's golden idea since 1859 by John Stuart. And then, one is home is one's castle is a liberal idea which reinforces an individual's right to live as human being, as a sensible, responsible person. But provided that individual lives responsibly and caring for others, his liberty should not be fringed by superpower, super central government. We should stand, we should resist, we should be together on this matter. Thank you very much.
Robert.
Aristotle said that when you're training up a child to become an adult, you have to work on two parts of that child: his external behaviour and his inside, his heart. So you can make sure that he's polite to adults, he does the right thing, he has the right sort of ethics in terms of how he outwardly appears. And he calls that one particular thing. But then he says that's not everything. Inside, you want to give him character so that he grows up with the right values and so that he's good not only outside but inside as well. In the Bible, it talks, there's a process in which an external law is given to the people of Israel. And then Jeremiah comes along and says that law's got to be written in your heart. Psalm 1, a beautiful psalm, talks about how the law can be internalized and it can become a meditation. And when it becomes internalized, you become free. But our society has gone in a different direction. Our society has become so over-regulated. And why? Because if you can't trust the inner man to have the right character, then you have to regulate the outer man. And you make sure that he can't move virtually so that he can't do the wrong thing. And our society, particularly with the EU, has become addicted. I think there's 1,500 new papers arrive every year from the EU which are applicable in law in this country. And at the other side, responding to this gentleman's question, we've got companies that are more powerful than countries. And yes, they don't get the sort of regulation. And so if we're going to allow grown-up people, we have to work on the inner man and make sure that that grows and becomes the dignified person that we once had in British society. But it's been lost. Our church recently had to replace some light bulbs. Because of new regulations, we had to put scaffolding up. It cost £2,600 for 3 light bulbs. That's the sort of regulation that's killing in organisations like ours.
To move on, actually from there, I had a question given me which actually fits in because, well, preamble is tomorrow is St George's Day. And of course, when in this country, some people celebrate the good things about being English and the heritage and the hard-won freedoms. But what many people feel, of course, is that we're giving all of those things over to Brussels. And we're losing our freedom, and the fact that your MPs, whichever one it is of you, will actually just be rubber stamping what Brussels says. How do you respond to the question that says actually, you know, Parliament is actually losing its power? Can I ask Alex to answer that first?
I think in going to Brussels, Britain has nothing to lose. We will gain more. At least we sell our English. Everybody will be interested in English history, in English language, in English democracy. We shouldn't be afraid of that. After all, there is no more Robinson Crusoes these days. We are all one family. We live in one globe. We sing, we swim together, we survive. We don't swim together, we sink. There is one basic thing that ties us: the weather, the climate, the pollution, the environment. If we don't look each other, say, take it. If we look after only the weather and the environment in England, and we didn't care about France, do you think we will not be affected? The swine flu, all the problems you had recently, if we don't act globally, widely, at Europe level, can we stop that disease coming to our land? We can't. After all, the English culture, the English society has been enriched by people coming from Europe. We are one family, that's what we should think of. As to celebrating our St. George, why not? Nothing will stop us. I have seen America, the whole 52 states. Each of the states have got their own flag, their own celebration. They have St. Patrick's Day, they celebrate. On the other hand, they celebrate Muslims Eid al-Fitr. Nothing to stop them. Still, they act as one family and make their society richer and stronger. Why can't we be like that? We shouldn't be afraid of the Germans. We won't have any problem anymore. It's only when we are together, the problem we had in 1945 will stop coming or repeating any more time.
I believe we need to keep a British and English identity. That doesn't mean that we're not partners with European neighbours, but it means that it's suddenly unfashionable. Every other country, everyone else can celebrate their own identity. But suddenly it's not right to celebrate St George's Day English identity. It should be. We should be proud. We should take back our flag. Because our flag, and I know earlier it was said that I'm obsessed with the BNP, I'm not obsessed with them. I loathe the British Nazi Party, and I personally believe the Union flag belongs to our country, not to them. They don't represent me, they don't represent anyone in this room, I would hasten to say. So therefore, I passionately think we should take back a number of our powers and renegotiate our position within the European Union. But I don't mean we shouldn't be in the European Union, we should renegotiate our powers and have control of our own destiny. When I got elected last time in 2005 to Westminster, it was to represent the British people, not to become a regional council. I was already a councillor. We must make sure that we stay in control of our own destiny, and I believe that we should be celebrating St George's Day with all the pride we can.
Rob. I'm going to shock Lee now. Did you know that St George came from Palestine?
I did. I did actually.
And in Palestine, every Christian home in Palestine would have a St George, a statue of St George in it in some way. And many, many Muslims families, houses do as well. So how we ended up with a Palestinian saint as our patron saint, I don't know. But maybe it's a sign of the times. So it's